Good morning, class 6. I'm Anil Bhagat, your science teacher from Modern International School, Hiswa. Welcome back to our e-learning program. Today we are going to discuss about chapter 6, that is changes around us. In the previous lectures we discussed a lot of things about the changes which are happening in every second around us. Various type of changes we discussed. Among these changes, we discussed that there are some reversible changes and there are some irreversible changes. There are some other more different types of changes which occur in our day-to-day life. Today we are going to discuss about those changes. Among them, there is a change which is very slow change and there is a change which is very fast change. So some changes are very slow and some changes are very fast. So in the slow changes, if you talk, then ripening of fruit, it is a very slow change. Growth of a plant from a seed, it is also a very slow change. And if you talk about the fast change, then burning of anything is a very fast change. Burning of a matchstick, burning of a cracker, these are the very fast change. So the first category was reversible and irreversible change. The second category is slow and fast change. Then comes the next type of change, in which energy is evolved or liberated, or in which energy is absorbed. So among them there are the names is two, that is exothermic change and endothermic change. Remember class, exothermic change and endothermic change. So here exothermic change means, exo means evolved out, liberated. Okay class, exo means to come out from that change, means heat generated or heat evolved out or heat liberated from that type of change. So it is a very simple example we can take and understand this change, that is called exothermic change. That is, when we put quicklime in the water, we observe that a lot of heat is produced, and the vessel in which we are mixing the quicklime with water, it becomes very hot, and this process is called slaking of lime. And after the mixing of water with the quicklime, the lime we get is called slake lime or slacked lime. So this is called slaking of lime. So now there are three categories we already discussed. Number one, reversible or irreversible. Number two, slow or fast. Number three is exothermic or endothermic change. Now comes the next set of change, that is physical change or chemical change. So let's discuss physical change. In physical change, what happens? No new substance will form. After physical change, no new substance will be formed. And under this physical change, irreversible and reversible change will be there. Okay, that is physical change. So in this physical change, some changes are reversible, some changes are irreversible. If you talk the examples, that whatever the examples we discussed in the previous examples, most of them are the examples of physical change. Now comes the next type of change, that is called chemical change. To understand this chemical change, we have to understand a little bit chemical reaction. That whenever there are two things which react with each other and a new thing will be produced, they are called products. So before the chemical reaction, the things which we are going to react with each other, they are called reactants, and after the reaction, whatever we get from the reaction after the chemical change is called the products. The example we discussed in the exothermic change. The example we discussed in the exothermic change, that is slacking of lime. means quicklime plus water equal to slacklime. So this change, it is an endothermic change, but this change is also a chemical change. A new substance will be formed. So these are the few changes in which we discussed: physical change, that is reversible or irreversible; slow and fast change. Then we discussed exothermic, in which heat is liberated or evolved out, like slacking of lime. Then we discussed endothermic change, that is the change in which heat is given. We need to give heat. So the best example of this endothermic change is mixing glucose with water. So here, after mixing of glucose and water, you will feel that the whole thing becomes cool. The whole thing becomes cool. So here, endothermic change means heat is absorbed in this reaction, means when glucose is dissolved in water, heat is absorbed. So it is called endothermic change. And then we discuss the chemical change, that is chemical reaction also. This physical change and chemical change we discussed in detail in the next lectures. Here we only discuss about the different types of changes which occur in our surroundings every day. Every second these changes are going on. So class, I hope you are able to understand the different types of changes. If any problem, ask me class, I will help you. Have a great day. Be safe at home. Thank you.